Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Your Morning Drive. I am Logan Lewis. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started. We are recording today's episode from the home of Your Morning Drive, which is 216 Co-working, which is located in downtown Cartersville. 216 Co-working offers private offices, team suites, and meeting rooms built for professionals, remote workers, and growing teams. With 24/7 access, high-speed internet, furnished office spaces, and a polished business-ready environment, it's a strong option for anyone working across Bartow County and beyond. Whether you need a dedicated office or flexible workspace near the interstate, 216 has you covered. To learn more, visit their website, book a tour, and join me here at 216. Before we dive in, hit follow or subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend who could use a new show to start their day or to add to their lineup. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the other platforms, or watch on YouTube. A review, a like, a comment, a rating, all of it helps us grow. And of course, for updates, new episode announcements, sponsor information, and more, you can follow us on all of the social media platforms. Anywhere you follow Riley Green or Sydney Sweeney, you can follow me too at Your Morning Drive. Guys, my guest today is a stylist and entrepreneur who's put down deep roots in Cartersville. Originally from the DFW area in Texas and then going to Arkansas for college, she moved to Georgia, met her husband while she was in hair school. She's been doing hair in Georgia for 8 years, building her clientele in East Cobb, and is now growing another leg of her business right here in Cartersville, where she's called home since 2018. Beyond the salon share, her and her husband are also the team behind Hey Cartersville, a local platform celebrating the community that she now calls home. Please welcome my new friend, Emily Peña.
Hi, glad to be here.
Glad that you're here. Let's freaking go. We're here. We did it.
Yeah, my goodness.
It came together so much quicker than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I know. Would we meet like last week for the first time?
I think so. Little did I know when I got that DM from you a few weeks ago that we would be sitting here like a week and a half, 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I guess we're insane like that.
I guess so. I want to go ahead and just ask you this. I was saving this. And maybe we kind of touched on it when we first met, but you reached out kind of in almost as if there was beef, but there was no beef.
Yeah.
You kind of reached out and like, hey, we're friends, right? And it was like, yeah, but like, what made you want to send that message, if you don't mind me asking?
I think that people can get really territorial when something new happens, and there's a lot of people doing really similar things. And I did not want anyone to feel like, hey, Cartersville was here to take anyone else over. It's here to celebrate everyone else. And so I know that you have this podcast and you know all these people in Cartersville, and I just don't want anybody to think that we're trying to come in and bulldoze anything in Cartersville. So that's why I got I just bring in like the olive branch out, and yeah, I don't know. I'm such a socially anxious girly anyways that I just want everyone to know that we are here to be a teammate and not to be a competitor with what we're doing with Hey Cartersville.
Which is really refreshing too. And I almost laughed when I read the message at first because I thought like, oh, dude, she has no idea. Like, I've been all in on what you guys have been doing ever since I saw it teased for the first time, or maybe I got followed or the podcast got followed on Instagram with the account. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And who's doing? You should have seen it for the longest time. Like when you guys were like teasing the launch, like I went to like this chamber event and I was like, are you Hey Cartersville? They were like, no, well, you thought you were Hey Cartersville. And I was like, no, I've got my brand already. Like, I'm not starting anything new. And so it was like this big mystery for a while.
Yeah, we were kind of playing with that because, I started Hey Cartersville on my own platform back in January. And so I had my own following and people knew that like that was the phrase that I used. And so when I knew I wanted to separate off of my personal page and create a brand, that's when my husband jumped in, and he does all of like the artwork and the imagery behind Hey Cartersville, the logos. And he was the one running that TikTok account, the Instagram account for a while. So you were actually messaging him whenever you sent that message. And he said, oh, there's this guy, Logan. He says he wants to be a part of it. And I was really encouraged by that. But at the same time, we were playing with the ambiguity, and we thought that would, create the traction for what is this thing? What is Hey Cartersville? And it was really exciting to hear that people were excited about it and not threatened by it. So,
And you'd mentioned, I think the last time that we met, another person that really latched onto it real quick was Jessica.
Jessica, yes. Yeah, she was actually somebody that her and I hooked up together by on TikTok, and we got together for coffee, and she knew that I was behind Hey Cartersville this whole time. She's kind of been, under the radar, unofficially a part of it as well. And so she actually told me that the woman who runs the depot, what's her name again? Melanie. So she was talking to Melanie, and Melanie said, "Did you see this, the Hey Cartersville thing?" And the way that she said it was she was excited about it. So that was really encouraging to hear that the chitter chatter was all fun and excited. So super fun.
Yeah, it was never any like, who the heck is this Hey Cartersville? We don't need another Cartersville brand or something. Like, it was never like that. It was always like, who's doing this?
Yeah,
like,
see, and that was like my biggest fear was that people were thinking that. But that's just me just being like a nervous girly.
Just insecure about it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there is so much potential with this town, but there's also, like you said, there's a lot of people that are doing a lot of similar things. So it is kind of nerve-wracking
Exactly.
to like jump in and throw your whatever, put your foot in the pool or whatever the expression is, like just to try to make a stamp, but not to overstep on anybody else, but to be in your own lane.
Yeah. And something that I was talking with my mom about actually before we launched Hey Cartersville was she said, once you get this going and once it's successful, there are going to be people that try to copy you. And that's just the nature of the game and the nature of the beast. But so far, nobody has. I do think that TikTok is Cartersville is definitely more popular on TikTok than it used to be. And I'm not going to take full credit for that because everybody else lives here too. I'm not the only person that lives in Cartersville. But I think it's cool that we've got the ball rolling and the energy going towards supporting our town. And I think that's the coolest thing about Cartersville is we actually do support local here. There's a lot of other small Georgia towns that don't and that have a lot of negative Nancy's. I am so blown away with the support and excitement about Cartersville and about the small businesses here because people are so supportive and are so excited.
Well, it's so interesting that Cartersville has blown up the way it has. You've been here a few years longer than me. So what do you think it is? I mean, is it just the town speaks for itself because of its cute, walkable downtown? There are a variety of restaurants and businesses, or why Cartersville?
It's grown since I've been here, and I always thought the downtown was fun, but I never thought that it was mind-blowing. But I do think it is what, the Chamber of Commerce puts into it and what the downtown Cartersville, I don't know if they're a convention or a group, whatever they are, the DTC. I think that the energy and positivity that they put behind everything is really exciting. I think that the museums are really cool. I think that's something to be proud of. Um, but I don't know. I know what you mean. What is it about Cartersville? There's just something charming about it. I really do think it's the community here and the groups of people that are here because most people here in town are extremely kind and are extremely encouraging. And I guess I don't know. And as a Christian, I feel like that there's something really positive spiritually going on in the town as well. I mean, all of the churches here in town aren't competitive either. They have that same positive energy. They're willing to we've got lots of big churches here in town, and they're not competitive either. They're working together. They're working together with similar nonprofits. We've got a lot of great nonprofits in town.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off of that and say same energy.
Yes.
There's a million nonprofits, but people are giving to all of them, and they're all existing, and some of them do the same thing as the other, but they all work together. So it's a really unique energy, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's just been really cool, but I don't know. I've just been I've had a year in my faith where I've been very obedient, and I feel like I don't have the answers to some of these questions because I'm just walking by faith this year and walking through open doors, and doors are flying open and I'm walking right through them. So it's just been a really, really cool year. Yeah.
I love that. Well, before we kind of get into the nitty gritties of Hey Cartersville, I want to go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back to DFW. Let's go back to Texas.
Okay.
Let's talk about the origin story. I want to know like where you're from, obviously Texas, what, childhood was like, if you were cool in high school. Real quick, guys, I want to talk about the team that makes your morning drive possible. Hammerhead Creations is my marketing company right here in Cartersville, Georgia. And honestly, it's built for businesses exactly like yours. If you're a small business owner who knows you need to be showing up online, but just don't have the time, or you don't want to hire a full-time employee to handle it, that's where we come in. We're talking websites, social media management, email marketing, and yes, podcasts. Whatever it takes to keep your brand visible and moving forward. We've worked with businesses all across Georgia and beyond, and I'd love to see what we can do for you. So go to hammerheadcreations.com to learn more, or shoot me an email at logan@hammerheadcreations.com. Let's get to work so that you too can swim with the big sharks. Like, I want to get the little, as much as you want to give,
Sure.
origin story for Emily.
I grew up in a town called Mansfield, Texas, which is really close to Arlington, Texas, which is where all of like the stadiums and sports complexes are for Cowboys, the Rangers. So I grew up going to Ranger games. I grew up going to concerts at AT&T Stadium. I was always a really creative kid who was obsessed with dogs and animals and all those things. And I thought that I was going to be a vet my entire life. I can't believe I'm getting to this story. I thought I was going to be a vet my entire life until I had gotten all the way to advanced animal science in high school. And this was a course that was so strenuous that it doubled as a college course for an animal science credit in college. And I was always, good at it, and I loved learning. And then one day, my teacher said, "Okay, we're gonna go out to the ag barn and we're gonna castrate a pig." And I was like, "Okay." And, like, gory stuff didn't really bother me. I always watched the emergency vets on Animal Planet growing up, so I wasn't nervous about that part. I wasn't nervous about the guts part. But I assumed that they would sedate this little pig, that they would, numb him in some way. And this was like an adolescent pig that I would play with every single day in the ag barn. Like, I had a relationship with this pig. And they held that sucker upside down by his feet. And I walked away. And I walked into the classroom. And if you have ever heard a pig squeal, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like the...
It is the most blood curdling scream you can ever hear. And I sat in that classroom and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I was 17 years old. My whole life I had planned on being a vet. What am I going to do? I came home from school and my parents are like, what are you going to do? We've been planning on helping support you through, 8 years of college and vet school. And so that moment changed the trajectory of my entire life, which is so interesting. But I also was in band, color guard, theater arts, and I loved watching America's Next Top Model growing up, and hair and makeup was something that I got into because of color guard and because of theater. And so whenever I went on a college tour in Arkansas at the university I ended up going to, I toured the theater department, and they had costuming, they had painting for scenic artistry, which is something I was really heavy in my senior year in high school, and they also had, just every type of art I wanted to be in. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna be a theater major. So I majored in theater arts, but I was not the actress on stage. So people say, oh, you talk so good on camera. It's not because I'm a natural at it. It's because the program I was in, like, if you were a technician that built a box that the actor had to stand on, you also needed to stand on the box and know how the actor felt, and vice versa. That's how the program was. So they wanted actors to be technicians. They wanted technicians to experience acting. So I was not forced, but I was required to take, collegiate level speech classes that I have one class that shaped the entire way of how I public speak today, how I communicate with my clients today behind the chair. And that's where that happened. And I also minored in writing. So I'm a writer. And towards the end of my collegiate career, I started pursuing screenwriting. So for like film and television. And it was something that came really naturally to me. So I thought, okay, when I'm done with my bachelor's, maybe I'll go get my master's in creative writing, screenwriting, that kind of thing. And before graduating, I sat down with one of my professors and I said, okay, I know I want to get my hair license so that I can have a job cutting hair as my survivor job. A lot of artists have what they call a survivor job. I wanted hair to be my survivor job. And I said, so do I go to get my license first with hair or do I go straight to grad school? And my professor said to me, well, why don't you get your license first and cutting hair can get you through grad school. And so I graduated from college, moved to the Atlanta area because my parents had moved here while I was in college. And that is where I did hair school here at the Tony and Guy Academy. Rest in peace, by the way, no longer a thing. And I met my husband within that time period. So instead of me getting my hair license and moving to New York City and being New York City hairdresser, I stayed here in Georgia and just built my clientele out here, knowing that I wanted to take advantage of possibly the film industry that was out here. A couple of years ago, I finally got to a spot in my career where I felt really stable with my clientele. So I was introduced to a program at KSU that is a master's in professional writing that had screenwriting courses. So I started that. And when I started that, I was learning about all of these really successful screenwriters and some of them being women. And I was listening to an interview of the woman who wrote the movie Erin Brockovich. And she was describing how, oh, when my kids go to bed, I write and I like to run things past my husband to see what he thinks about it. And I was like, whoa, 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 wait, people have kids and they pursue screenwriting? And I was like, oh, I can do that? So, like 4 months later, I was pregnant. And so I did 2 semesters at KSU. That second one, I was pregnant. And then I had my first baby the following fall in 2023. And so I took that semester off, obviously. I went back for one more semester. And I got to a point where I had taken all of the screenwriting course requirements for my major. And I realized I don't actually think this degree is right for me because I don't care about all of the other classes I'm required to take. I only want to take screenwriting.
Yeah.
So I decided that I wanted to possibly do an MFA, which is a higher level degree than I was pursuing at KSU, because Georgia has a MFA in just screenwriting that's like a 2.5-year intensive program that's actually all online. I was like, cool, I can go to school, I can be a mom, and I can get the whole thing done. So then I got pregnant again. And that put that on hold. And after having 2 babies and a lot of like medical complications with both deliveries, preeclampsia, high blood pressure, postpartum infections, the whole shebang, we really went all out on that. We got the full birth experience. And so after that, I was just like, do I really want to be $30,000 in debt just to pursue this thing that I enjoy doing?
Sure.
Because I don't actually need this degree, but I do really enjoy class and I really enjoy writing. And that's something that I have had to have in the back seat for quite some time now. So, but in the midst of all of this, that's where, my social media started to take off this past year. Hey, Cartersville started to take off. I decided to finally make the transition with my business over here. So I've just got a lot going on, and school's not really in the cards for me right now. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very good. Lots of fun stuff. I did not know you were so passionate about writing or wanting to be a screenwriter. If I could snap my fingers right now and you were just hired by some studio to make a new film in a certain genre, what would it be?
Oh, it would absolutely be like coming of age, female driven, like teenage protagonist of like an angsty romance. And also a classic early 2000s rom-com. So I love like Perks of Being a Wallflower. Obviously that was a book first.
Mm-hmm.
I love the grit that's behind, teenage voices, and I like the passion and the drive behind a teenage protagonist. I love, a romance movie. I love a When Harry Met Sally and something that makes you feel good, just a form of like escapism.
Sure.
In a fun way. So yeah, the last class I took at KSU was actually a rom-com class.
Ooh.
And it was so much fun because I was required to watch rom-coms for my homework. And who doesn't want to watch rom-coms for homework?
Right. How is that not the best thing ever?
Yeah, literally. And it made me realize we didn't realize what we had in the early 2000s. We had some really great movies.
We had some great movies, man.
Like in the 90s, early 2000s, like Julia Roberts, all her stuff. And man.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes. 10 Things I Hate About You. 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
But then I also
that's
love like a drama romance, like About Time. Man, that is one of my favorite movies of all time, is About Time. Have you seen that movie?
I think I have. Who's in it? Is it Amelia Clark?
Rachel McAdams.
Okay. Oh, yes. Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But we can talk about movies some other time. But that's really like the big, just movies that make you, I love dialogue. So movies that have great dialogue. I love The Art of an Argument. Like, The Notebook. Again, that was a book first. But I mean, those fighting scenes are just, it's almost like a dance.
Or like Marriage Story?
Yes. Yeah. Aggressive. That one's really aggressive.
Crazy.
But I just love the art of dialogue, of, bouncing back and forth in conversation. And I love relationships, whether that be romantic or just family, relational, that kind of thing. So those are the kind of stories I like.
We could go on forever about movies because
Exactly.
I'm obsessed with the idea of making a movie, and I also love to write, and I've thought about writing a script for years.
Yeah.
And I want to so bad right now because I just saw this movie last week, and I was like, I heard how much like money that the filmmaker had to work with, and
You're talking about Obsession?
yes.
Yeah.
And
insane.
All right, guys, I got to tell you about something that I'm a huge fan of, and I've been fan of for many, many years. Those who have engaged with this show and listened for a while, you know that I'm a fan of Good Days canned cocktails. They aren't your average drink. They're not your average seltzer, ready-to-drink canned cocktail, whatever you might think it is. It is not that. Good Days are inspired by classic cocktails. It's in the name. We're talking about sea breezes, whiskey sours, vodka ritas, gin gimlets, the whole nine, made with real juice, premium vodka, and American whiskey. Stuff that you'd actually order at a bar, and it tastes like it too, just in a can. They've also just dropped their new Splash line, vodka sodas in a cranberry, a lime, and a grapefruit, which is clean, simple, and very crushable. Whether you're tailgating, you're on the water, you're watching a game, or you're just winding down after a long week, Good Days has you covered. You can check them out by going to their website, drinkgooddays.com. Of course, you have to be 21 years of age to purchase and consume Good Days, but go to their website, find a location where they're sold near you, and hit them up, purchase their product, and enjoy it like I have for years. They've supported Your Morning Drive almost since the beginning, and so we just love to support and give back to them. Again, that's drinkgooddays.com. Good days are ahead.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know, like, budget-wise, that's crazy what they came up with.
Literally the most successful movie of all time because of the budget.
Yeah.
They've made well over $400 million at this point, and they made it for $750,000. Wow. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And it's so damn good, dude. Like, I'm obsessed with it.
Really, yeah.
And I love good writing and good set design that hints at things or foreshadows things that you don't realize are coming until later in the movie. Like, my TikTok right now is all obsession theories and did you miss this or did you miss that? And it's just made me realize how brilliant this kid is that I forget his first name, but Baker is his last name, I think. And he's like 25 and just made it and did the damn thing.
He wrote a story.
I was like, he wrote it, directed it, and even had a couple little cameos in the movie. And I was just like, man, this kid did so well. If he could do it. That's my toxic trait, though, is like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it.
Oh, I could do it. Yeah.
I could do it. I could make a movie for $700,000.
Yeah.
I'd need $700,000 first.
Exactly.
But Yeah, I think about, especially when I see a movie like that, I'm like, oh, a fun little indie local movie
Exactly.
could be so fun to make.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to film again, but I'll just say this one thing that we can move on. But like the indie film culture is doing really well in Atlanta right now, actually.
Yeah.
Because of the strike. And ironically, this strike, unfortunately, kind of destroyed the film industry in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of other things that go into that. So we won't get into the whole politics behind that. But
There's a strike right now?
there was a strike.
Oh, yeah, a few years ago.
And that has still
Yeah.
affected the entire industry. And so now everything is being filmed overseas. But that is making the indie film culture here in Atlanta actually really incredible. So they're not letting, these studios dictate whether they tell their stories or not. They're making them themselves. But anyways.
Which is what I love also about Obsession, and then we will move on, is that like the guy made it for 700 something grand, and then New Line Cinemas and Blumhouse came in and said, like, we want to give you $15 million and we don't want to change anything about the story. We're just going to help you market and distribute it. Yeah. And they said, hell yeah, because there was another studio that came about before Blumhouse and said, like, well, we want to help you do it, but we hate the way it ends. We want you to tweak this. And the guy said, hell no, I'm not touching the story. It's perfect. Yeah. Which it's pretty damn awesome. You have to watch it.
I know. It's on the list. It's on streaming now. So we've got 2 littles and we don't have late night childcare usually. So that's why we can't go to the movies
anymore. You can't watch that one. Not with them.
Oh, no. It's after bed. It's an after bedtime movie.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So fun. I love that we share that too. Just another thing, add it to the list. So you get in the hair business.
Yeah.
And so I assume, did you work at a salon or at another spot for a while where you're kind of picking up the tricks from your boss or whatever? And then
I worked at a really great salon in East Cobb that is still very successful today. And they have a training program. So I went straight from hair school into their internship program where I was an assistant under a single stylist for a whole year. But on top of that, they actually paid us to go to hair class. So there was an educator there at the salon and I was paid hourly to take class.
Oh, dang.
It's incredible. Really amazing opportunity. Yeah. So I really enjoyed my time there until, I had kids and I was ready just to do my own thing. I mean, I'm just a really independent person anyways, and I'm a really goal-oriented person. And it was just time for me to have that control. And so after having my first baby is when I went on my own and started my own studio out there in East Cobb. So I'm renting like a room just like I'm doing here in Cartersville. So yeah.
And that's what intrigues me a lot too, is that East Cobb and Cartersville are wildly different clienteles.
Yeah.
When you first started kind of moving or opening a spot out here, was that, I don't want to say like a shock because duh, but also like, were you trying to apply tactics to marketing or to getting your name out there that were good in East Cobb but wouldn't work in Cartersville?
Well, I mean, yes and no. The clients are just so different. But I've been very pleasantly surprised about the readiness of Cartersville clients to the type of hair that I do. So I do a lot more of like detail-oriented haircuts and like, I know there are other stylists here that do that as well. I'm not saying they don't, but just I do things a little differently. I treat my clients a little bit differently. I have a different approach to things. And the town has been very receptive to that. And honestly, they've been really receptive to my personality because I am on social media and they get to see me. And I try my best to display who I am because you can cut hair all day long, but do I want to sit in this girl's chair for 2, 3, 4 hours while we're doing this crazy hair color project? So I've had just a lot of really, really great feedback when it comes to just how I treat my clients. And that makes me the most proud, honestly. So.
Well, that's dope. And it's been going well then.
Yeah. It's been amazing, actually. And I worked really hard in East Cobb for years to build a clientele I enjoy going to work to. And because I took the effort in creating that there, I'm still able to mirror that here. And I'm able to build a clientele that cares about me, that I care about them, that we communicate well together. And that's something that I'm really blessed with and really proud of, for sure.
That's awesome. That's always such a sigh of relief that you're able to. And I'm sure there's maybe, clients that you had been serving out there that were driving from a little further away, and you being in Cartersville might be a better halfway point for them or something like that. So
I've
it's
got
just
a couple clients that recently moved to Ackworth, and now my Cartersville location is closer. And then I've got clients that live in Woodstock and Kennesaw, so they're right in the middle of both locations. So it doesn't really make them, they don't bat an eye at coming to see me out here. So, but I've been pretending like no one's going to follow me, even though I know quite a few people will, which is going to be amazing, actually. So that takes a lot of weight off my shoulders, but I'm pretending like they're not, so that I'm not relying on a clientele that might not be there forever, even though I've been with them for so long.
That's true. Any thoughts to open a third?
Oh, absolutely not. No way. Yeah, I've already let my East Cobb clients know I am trying to phase out of East Cobb and be in Cartersville full time.
Oh,
So the only reason I have both locations is to be able to take care of my current clients while I'm building new clients here in Cartersville. And it's a scary thing to say, but I've spilled the beans to enough clients, and they know. I mean, I've been driving 45 minutes to an hour one way for 8 years, and they know it's time after having 2 kids.
yeah.
So I'm excited to, by January, be here full time and be able to commit full time to my hair, and then even more time to Hey Cartersville and whatever else God has in store for both of those businesses. But that is the path that I've just been thrusted into, that I'm just going with.
Love that for you. That's very exciting.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's not yeah, we'll get there, or it's like happening.
It's happening.
Like, it's happening. It's done deal.
I thought maybe it would take me like 2 or 3 years to gradually, but no, Cartersville has showed up.
That's awesome.
They have shown up. They have been such wonderful, exciting clients. Really, really great people.
Have you done a Hey Cartersville video for your own spot?
Not in the way that I do other people's videos, but before I separated Hey Cartersville and my own brand, I was just saying, when I was building out my suite here and setting up my room, I was saying, hey Cartersville, I'm going to go work on the Narrative Hair Studio Cartersville. Hey Cartersville, I'm going to my new Cartersville suite and we're going to paint this wall. We're going to do this. So I did a little bit of that by blending the two, but now I am trying to separate the two because I mean, I am a small business in Cartersville, but me being the face of Hey Cartersville right now is enough publicity that people, oh, she does hair too. Like,
this podcast is proudly sponsored by Cartersville Living, powered by Best Version Media. Their magazine is a go-to source for uplifting local content, expert insights, community events, and more. They're bringing people together every month with compelling stories and informative articles from around town. Each new edition of Cartersville Living brings us closer to our vision of uniting the community, one person, one home, and one business at a time.
It's been really, really good. Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So then, Hey Cartersville.
Yeah.
Was there, I've got so many random questions. This is going to be very unorganized.
Okay.
Was Hey Cartersville almost called something else?
No. It's always been Hey Cartersville. Why?
I'm just curious.
No. So this is how it happened. I started making content on, this is going back a little bit.
Yeah.
I started making content on TikTok last September when I had one video blow up, and it had nothing to do with Cartersville, had nothing to do with anything. I was a working, pumping, breastfeeding mom, and I got to work and forgot my breast pump, and I was an hour from home. Yeah. Yikes. And so then I was like, okay, instead of being like mad about the situation, I was like, I need to go to Target and get a manual breast pump, and I'm just going to vlog this whole thing. So I said, come with me to Target because I left my breast pump at home and I live an hour from work. And I vlogged the entire thing. I picked out the pump. I sterilized it. I, did the whole thing. It blew up. It took off. And I was like, okay, maybe I should do this whole social media thing. And this was a time where in my small group, we had been praying for open doors. And when that door opened, I was like, God, are you sure that I'm supposed to be doing social media? And I only wanted to pursue social media if it's what God had intended for my life. And so I kept doing it. My videos kept doing well. But I also knew like, okay, well, I'm only going to be nursing this baby for a year, and what am I going to do after that? So I knew that I had to do different content than nursing. So I started with general mom content. So I was making general mom content, baby gear and activities with the kids and this and that. And wasn't doing hair videos at all. Like was not even promoting my hair business. And that was in September. And then come December, my husband gets laid off. So I went from being part-time hairstylist, part-time stay-at-home mom to full-on provider. And we had always joked that Caleb would be stay-at-home daddy. He loves that kind of stuff. He is way more domestic than I am anyways. And so I was like, okay, we're going to do this thing. So I was working 5 days a week in East Cobb. And obviously that drive was getting exhausting. The holidays were happening. And in January, somehow my husband and I got away without the kids and we were at Sweet Market. And I was like, I don't think there's anyone really making content in Cartersville. Maybe I should start doing that. So I took a shot of my food, a pan of the restaurant, a shot of the sign outside, and I layered on top of it, "Hey Cartersville, FYP2 local." That's all it was with music. It blew up, that one video. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this again. So we go to Elevate. And so we went to Elevate. Again, somehow got away from the kids. I think my parents were watching them. Had a drink, got a shot of my drink, a pan of the restaurant. "Hey Cartersville, FYP2 local." And for those of you that don't know what FYP means, when you're on TikTok, there is a For You page, and that's what FYP stands for. So the algorithm throws videos at you that are for you. And so that's a phrase that people say whenever they see videos of things that are really local. And so that video of Elevate actually was controversial because there are a lot of people that were not happy with Elevate. That place is too expensive. That place doesn't belong in Cartersville. We need more dive bars, blah, blah, blah. And so I made a response video and I said, "Hey, Cartersville.
What's your deal?"
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That's literally what I did. I was like, do we not want nice things in our town? And then that gained, like that video probably has 80,000 views.
Dang.
Yeah. And so when I'm telling you the door was open, it was wide open to like pursue this. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make videos where I say, "Hey, Cartersville." And that was where like the brand started after just those 2 videos. And I've been doing it ever since. And so after doing "Hey, Cartersville" for probably a month and gaining like thousands of followers in like a week with just Cartersville videos, I was like, okay, I have a public following in Cartersville. I always knew I wanted to transition my hair business over here. Maybe now's the time. And then 2 days after I thought that in my head, Mandy Baxter, who owns Neely Salon Suites, posted that they had a room available. And I was like, okay, here it is. Another open door. I'm going to walk through it. So that's when I started doing hair part-time in February. And it's just grown ever since then.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy how things happen that way.
Yeah.
Because again, like it's just never the videos that you plan on blowing up, they blow up.
Mm-mm.
And it's just mad because then there's videos that you pour all this time and effort and energy into.
Oh, it's like 100 views.
And then it gets stuck in that 100 to 300 views jail that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Hey Cartersville was always going to be the thing. And so at what point were you guys like, okay, I'm going to do the Hey Cartersville thing on social media and it's just going to be a social media thing? Or was there a specific point that you were like, I think we could like monetize this in a way?
I kind of knew after 2 or 3 months of doing it, so this is by like February, March, that I wanted to really pursue this brand and see where it goes because it was like a green light and obvious open door. And my husband did find a contract gig that he was doing for a couple months until we decided like, I think that we both would be happier if you were home with the boys more and I was just working and made the money because God was blessing my business enough to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we decided. So when his contract ended, that's when Hey Cartersville started so that he would have more time away from that job to be able to pursue Hey Cartersville, the graphics, the website. I don't know how to do all that tech, but he does. So that's where the timeline happened. It just was a family thing. That's where our family was at the time. And that's why we made the jump.
And then, I mean, So fun. So fun. I love the website. I love that it's simple.
Yeah.
Are there thoughts on how you can take Hey Cartersville from, you've got a merch line, which before I even asked that, I was going to say like the merch line.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have done really cool and gone and had, you've got like the Hey Cartersville line that's got like the different like staples of Cartersville, I guess, like
Mm-hmm.
if you will, like there's
The
like a
landmark
Tella shirt.
series. Yeah.
Yes, the landmark series.
Yeah.
That's it. Was there, how many other collections you guys have just cooked up, but you haven't launched or done anything yet?
Oh, I
You've
mean,
done so much, I'm sure.
I've got one that's cutesy and southern that I want to throw out that we just haven't launched yet. Of course, every season we're going to launch like a fall collection. We're going to, adjust
Can't
to
wait for the
that.
hoodies
I'm pumped for a crew
or the
neck
sweatshirts. Yeah.
sweatshirt. I'm pumped for that. Just things like that. There's a whole hat line that we want to make too that have like funny sayings, but then have Hey Cartersville on the back of it. We're in such an early spot right now that we're really trying to find. Right now, our stuff isn't made locally, but once we find a local source to do everything from, that's when our brand is going to be able to grow more. And unfortunately, I just don't have the capacity to be able to start really pursuing that until I'm here in Cartersville full time. So it'll happen, it'll get there. But right now, I'm just really trying to build my clientele out here and be here full time, because anybody who's a stay at home parent knows that my husband's not just sitting around all day. Like
Right.
he is constantly
He's catering
doing
to the
stuff.
needs.
Exactly. And so it's like once I can take less time behind the chair because I don't have to spread myself across 2 locations, I'll be able to pursue Hey Cartersville even more. But at the same time, we do still have, projects we have in mind for Hey Cartersville for the rest of the year. We do want to do an in-person event later this year where we can sell t-shirts, like rent a booth somewhere at some event and have stuff there, because I know that shipping costs is a lot of things that are stopping people from ordering on our website, which I don't blame them at all.
Guys, I want to tell you about something really cool happening right here in Cartersville. All In or All Out Ministry is hosting their first annual Mic Drop Masters comedy event on September the 11th out at Georgia Highlands College in Cartersville in their gym. The event is Laughs for a Purpose, and that purpose is real. They're raising money for an incredible cause, and they need your support to hit their goal. Whether you want to grab a ticket, make a donation, or just spread the word, every little bit helps. Head over to givebutter.com/AIAO-mic-drop-masters-2026 to check it out. The link is in the description of the episode so that you can go down, donate, get involved, and it's going to be a ton of fun. We've got 8 great people from around Cartersville going around fundraising, raising money. So if you want to support any of them or donate to the mission overall, or sponsor if you're an organization that wants to get your name out there more, we're going to have a great time at Georgia Highlands on the 11th of September. So come out and support. Link is in the description. And to support AIAO, go to their website, AIAO Ministry.
So we're hoping to have our stuff in local stores. We're hoping to do pop-ups at pop-up events eventually. But we're running at 1,000,000 miles an hour right now with everything that I'm doing and our kids and very young kids, 2.5 and 14 months. So that'll keep you really busy.
Yeah. You made sure to mention in the pre-podcast survey, so I of course want to bring it up, because then I'm sure it's part of your story and part of where you are. Of course, you've mentioned a couple times that you're a mom and that you have young children. So that means you've just recently gotten. Are you guys done? Is that too personal to
we're
ask?
done. No, they took care of business through my C-section. We are donezo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
She said, "You sure?" And I was like laying on the table. I was like, "Yes, I am very sure."
Yes, we are done, Ski.
Yes.
Get this. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. So, postpartum was a big thing for you.
Huge. Yeah. The first time it was kind of hard, but this time was exponentially difficult because our first baby was not a colicky baby at all. He would cry when he was hungry. Once you fed him, he was fine. And I had never experienced colic before. And people that don't really know what a colicky baby is, it's basically a baby that cries from 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. at night nonstop. And the doctors even say you can't do anything about it. Maybe give them gas drops, maybe give them probiotics. Oh, don't do that. They're not supposed to have probiotics. Oh, don't do gripe water. It's dangerous. Oh, you should do this. And so it's just like there's never the right answer. And on top of that, I was recovering from a C-section that I didn't have the first time. So I was recovering from that. And so colicky baby, no sleep, and just the general hormone crash. It was hard, and I had 2 under 2. So and I did have a village, but at the same time, it was like I had the sundown scaries is what a lot of moms say, was once the sun starts to set, you're like, "I haven't done anything today but nurse a baby and change his diaper and sit on this couch," and that sucks. And then getting out of the house was really hard, especially with a baby that's going to be crying most of the time. I couldn't even, like, pass him to somebody to hold because I was the only person that could hold him.
So what do we know what causes it per se?
They don't. And so they say some babies it's reflux, some babies it's tummy issues. And then other times they say, "Oh, it's just your baby's temperament." So they just don't know. And literally that I called the nurse triage line and she said, "I mean, I would just take my baby outside." I was like, "You think I haven't tried that? Like, you think I haven't tried walking my baby outside?" And so I would have to, like, basically it was taking turns holding a crying baby. I would strap him to me in the baby carrier. And if he was not latched to me nursing, he was crying. So
Wow.
he was latched to me constantly because of that.
And then how long does that last? Like in his
3 months, 3 to 4 months. Yeah. And so,
golly.
yeah. And it didn't really hit me until after my 6-week appointment because you have your 6-week appointment after you have a baby where they check everything, make sure you're healed up. And it didn't hit me until 8 weeks. And so it was just like, at that point, they're just like, "See you later, figure it out." And like, you can call your doctor, but basically, once that baby's out of you and once your stitches are healed, you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just really, really struggled with that really bad. And I had really bad like rage and just episodes of just like, I can't get this baby to stop crying. And I never got upset with the baby ever. He's a baby.
Yeah. I mean,
But I would just like hand it to my husband and just lose it. Like it was just so hard. And he's such a sweet boy too. And he was such a sweet baby when he wasn't crying. And so that like would trigger it. And so when the fall time came around, so I had the baby in April and he was colicky until, all summer. So it was all those summer months. And when I was trying to, be really faithful and prayerful about these open doors and God gave me social media, it helped me romanticize my life a little bit. Like, I'm going to have something to be like a creative outlet. So I had the film background and I'd had the short film background. And so even though it's short form social media, I was like, watch me pour my milk. Let me like show you how to freeze breast milk and store it the right way. And those videos were blowing up. And I wanted to make the content that I needed when I was postpartum. Because with my first, I had to exclusively pump, and moms that know that's a whole job. So I basically wanted to be what I needed. And so that was my whole goal for my social media was like, what does somebody need? If what I'm posting is not going to be helpful for somebody, I should not post it. And I've had a lot of videos that I type up and I edit and I film, and I'm like, that's not going to contribute to somebody's life. So I take it down.
Huh.
And so when I started to do the Hey Cartersville stuff, it gave my family something to do. And I was like, where are we going to go eat today? So I can make a video and film it and review. And it helped me get out of that rut. And my family could tell, like, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. She needs to keep doing this, which is ironic because most of the people are like, get off your phone, get for this, do that. But I was getting to tell stories,
mhm.
and that was the biggest thing. So that's what I kept doing was telling stories, short form. And that helped me get to where I am now. And I still, struggle. I've struggled with general anxiety anyways. And so postpartum didn't help. And it's just been, Hey Cartersville has been such like a blessing in my life. and I haven't even really made money from it. Like, I just know that that is where I'm supposed to be putting my energy, and I'm getting to bless other people's businesses. Like Cheesecake Daddy, he's blown up. And I'm not going to take credit for it because his cakes are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But to see his business go from like, who is this guy, to where he gets thousands of views on whatever TikToks he posts because he's the cutest human being.
Yeah, he's
His
adorable.
cakes are delicious. And the Cheesecake Daddies is my reminder of this is why I'm doing Hey Cartersville. Like, my hair business is benefiting from it, sure, but we can bless our entire city with this, and to basically light up people's dreams and help them pursue it in a time that's really hard right now. Like, honestly, there's so many people being laid off, so many people struggling with, finances and the job market and the climate. Now is the best time to do something for yourself because we have nothing to lose.
No.
We've had everything taken from us. So for me to be able to be a cheerleader for other small businesses that are in the same position that I am, we experienced layoff this year, and my business that I own myself is able to sustain our entire family. That's crazy. But that's also God. Like, that's also when you're walking the path that you're not forcing, that you're not digging up yourself, what's already laid there. It's just been absolutely incredible this year.
That's amazing. And that's awesome. And thanks for sharing some of that with me too. I appreciate the vulnerability.
For sure.
I think it's talking about those things that are what's going to help people. I think for the longest time, at least for older generations, which I don't know how they did this, but there was a mentality of just shut up, shut up and live your life. And we all go through it. Boo-hoo. Like, and no shame on the boomers or anything, but that's why maybe a lot of y'all are real negative.
Yeah.
Is because you never got to talk about what you were experiencing or feeling or thinking or whatever with the people around you. Otherwise you were labeled as a bitch or as a loser or a crybaby. Whereas now I feel like the more these things are talked about, the more normalized they'll be, the more awareness that's drawn to them. Like, it's just the sky's the limit. And, say what you want about social media and how it can be draining and taxing, but we have that to use at our disposal for those reasons.
Yeah.
So I just think it's important to talk about this stuff because
I think there's a balance too, though, because then there's also our generation that takes it too far, and then it's like trauma dumping all the time. And there's a time and place for a trauma dump. Trust me, there is. But let's get out of the hole and let's pull other people out of it as well. So,
hey guys, I want to talk to you about something every business owner needs, and honestly, a lot of people are sleeping on. If you've ever wanted custom hats, shirts, tumblers, laser engraved merch, corporate gifts, anything with your logo on it, you need to check out Branded and Devoted Designs. These folks are right here in North Georgia, and they specialize in making your brand look sharp. We're talking leather patch hats, custom apparel, branded merchandises for businesses, teams, events, you name it. And here's what I love about them. Send your logo and they handle the rest. Same day quote turnaround during business hours, and bulk pricing is available as well. And if you tell them that Logan from Your Morning Drive sent you, you'll get 10% off your order. So whether you're outfitting your team or building out your company swag, these are your people. I've also used them for years, and they do good work, and they're, again, a local business, so why not support them? Check them out at brandedanddevoteddesigns.com. Tell them Logan sent you. Get 10% off your order at brandedanddevoteddesigns.com. Now, back to the show.
When we're in the pit, we need somebody else to reach their hand down and pull us out. So when we're not there, we need to look down and realize there's other people down there that we have to lift up. And I think that if we live our lives like that, that people are going to be a lot happier and a lot kinder. And it sounds cheesy, but I feel like Cartersville does that. Like, there are negative places in Cartersville, like certain Facebook pages that can be really negative, but which is really frustrating to me also to see, how much people love to be enraged about silly things. But at the same time, Cartersville is just filled with such good people. And if we keep this positive momentum of taking care of each other and encouraging each other, there's not going to be a better place to live and raise your family and enjoy your life and romanticize your life. So, I mean, we've got everything we need right here. We got a Ulta and a Target and local small businesses. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah. That's what's beautiful about Cartersville is when I first got here too, I was like, whoa, there's so many small businesses, but there's also any chain that you need is here, except for maybe a Costco or a thing. But from what I hear, that's coming too.
Or a Panda Express. That would be nice.
Yes, Panda Express. We don't have one of those.
But I mean, overall, we've got, I mean, even the food trucks here, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And they're doing well. So we're just in a really good spot. And I'm excited to be able to plant even deeper roots here in the next 6 months. It's sad for me to close that chapter in East Cobb, but at the same time, this is just that's what I need to prune to be able to grow.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta make a change, take a step that you don't necessarily want to, but you know you need to for the betterment of yourself and your family and your business and hey, Cartersville and all the things that come afterwards. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So there comes a point in every conversation, Emily, where I ask the guest a collection of questions that really have nothing to do with, or maybe they kind of relate in some way, but they're not really about business. They're more just so about you, who you are at home. Who is Emily, kind of. Very first date like questions, so they're nothing too deep here.
Sure.
And I would love to know the answer to this first one, of course, because we spent 20 minutes talking about film, but I want to know the all-time favorite movie.
All-time favorite movie? You're not gonna realize what the answer to this question is.
Oh boy. Okay.
National Treasure.
Really?
National Treasure with Nick Cage.
That's a great choice.
It is one of my all-time favorite movies ever. There's something so nostalgic about it and something so dramatic and like, like the way he kisses her in that tunnel and like the way that they're just like running from the bad guys and the American history. Like, it's so fun. So that's one of my hokey all-time favorite movies. But my very favorite movie of all time, that's a hard one. That's really hard. I have to narrow it down to 3.
Okay, go for it.
And they're all rom-coms. So like I said, About Time with Rachel McAdams, 500 Days of Summer with Zooey Deschanel.
Great.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And When Harry Met Sally.
Also great. Classic.
So
where did Joseph Gordon-Levitt go?
I don't know.
I feel like he was in a lot of stuff in like 2010.
Yeah.
And then
Inception,
nothing.
and then it just kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in everything.
Yeah, he was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He did Inception. He was in that one movie with Bruce Willis, Looper. Did you ever see that?
No.
Ooh, it was really cool. It was like Bruce Willis played old man Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay.
And it was like a time travel like thing. It was kind of cool. I don't think it was very popular, but it was pretty cool. I worked at a movie theater at the time, and it was like the big movie that was out.
Yeah.
But yeah, where has he been? I don't know.
Weird.
Because he's a talented actor.
He's very talented.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, those are good picks. 500 Days of Summer is a great movie.
So good.
Great movie. Do you think, I was thinking about this the other day, do you think there's a difference between the best movie you've ever seen and your favorite movie you've ever seen?
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah, because clearly one of the best movies I've ever seen was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Like, it's so good. Do I need to watch it again? Not really.
Yeah, right.
Was it a phenomenal artistic piece? Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know what movie is like, my mom is going to see this and I hate this. You know, movie's actually really good.
What?
Magic Mike. That movie is shot.
I've actually never seen it.
Beautifully. So Steven Soderbergh directed that. And the color grading, the shooting through obstruction, everything is beautiful in that movie.
I did not know that he directed it.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you've got to go see that.
Okay, I will. I just haven't seen it for reasons.
Clearly, yes.
But I've heard it's good.
Film-wise, it's really pretty to look at. And yeah. So I'm not talking about the men. I'm talking about
Of course.
the camera angles. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes I see movies and like my mom is a big movie person too, so I'll call her and be like, Mom, I think it's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And she'll like, you say that a lot. And I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot of really awesome movies, but I also will never watch them again. Like this is a hot take, I think, but like I saw Inception and was like, I don't ever need to watch that again.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yes.
Most Chris Nolan movies I feel that way about.
Yeah. They're just so heavy that I'm like, I don't need to go through all that again.
Like Tenet with Robert Pattinson. It was really good.
Okay.
Well, the internet might disagree. It was pretty good.
Well, then Shutter Island is phenomenal too.
Yo, Shutter Island is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Shutter Island. Will I watch it tomorrow?
No. But is it a great movie? Yeah. Absolutely. What other movies are like that?
Obsession is like that. You'll watch it and you'll be like, that was really well made, but I'll never watch that again.
Yeah.
Except I watched it 2 days later when my mom was like, hey, I rented this movie that we're all going to watch together as a family. It's Obsession. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't want to watch it with my mama.
I was like, Mom, I just swore I'd never watch that movie again because I texted my wife in the theater when I saw that movie mid-movie and I said, the lights better be on when I get home.
Like Longlegs. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
Don't.
I kind of want to, though.
One of the darkest movies ever. I had to see it because Nick Cage, because I'm kind of obsessed with him.
Of course.
I actually had a Nick Cage themed 30th birthday party.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We all came dressed up as different versions of him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're welcome.
What was that movie he was just in a couple years ago where he like played himself?
Oh, so
I liked
good.
it.
What was it? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That's it.
It was so good.
Have you watched Spider Noir yet?
Not yet.
It's good.
It's on the list.
It's good.
Yeah.
First episode, I was like, but then after this first episode, I was like, I love Nick Cage in this role.
I just love him.
He's so good.
You know, the best movie that has one of his Cage rages is that movie Mom and Dad. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. Sweet. I love the movie thing. We could talk for hours.
Absolutely.
Emily, you get to organize Cartersville's next big Music by the Tracks. Although the catch is you have an unlimited budget and you can get anyone on the planet to perform here. Who are the 3 headliners for this
My
music
Chemical
weekend?
Romance.
Okay.
The Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
And Hilary Duff.
Okay. My wife would be freaking out right now. Hilary Duff.
She was my first concert.
Listen. I don't know where that woman went and how she all of a sudden reemerged like 5 or 6 years ago. But she is elite. She's so talented.
Queen.
And she's objectively gorgeous.
She's very gorgeous.
Very pretty woman.
I took photos of her hair to my hairdresser growing up, of her bangs. So yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, yeah. Love her. And the Jonas Brothers, Camp Rock 3.
My gosh, I'm so ready.
I don't even care, but I was sitting with my wife at like lunch or something and I showed her my phone and she was like, stop it. And I was like, I swear.
You know, they announced today that they're redoing their Burning Up tour at Madison Square Garden in August. Am I about to fly to New York in August? I don't know. I might have to go because I went to that Burning Up tour growing up.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And I'm super peeved because unfortunately I was giving birth with their concert in October of 2023. And then I was like, oh, I want to go see Nick Jonas in the last 5 years on Broadway. And that happened last year. And then I got pregnant and I couldn't do that.
Yep.
And so I haven't seen my boys in a hot minute. So
I think Catherine went to that show in 2023. It feels like it was closer than that or sooner than that, but it could have been 2023.
There's 2023 and then they came a few years before that as I went to that tour. So.
Yeah, I have not seen them and probably won't, but they are talented and they're hilarious dudes. They have a new podcast now that is really entertaining, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Emily, you are going out to eat and you are looking at the appetizer menu. What are 3 appetizers that you unapologetically go towards anytime you see them on a menu in no particular order?
Fried green tomatoes.
Okay.
Brussels sprouts. But I normally want those like with my main as well. I'm a sprouts girly. I love me a Brussels sprout. And what's a good starter? I don't know. I didn't grow up in an appetizer family.
Neither did I.
I grew up in an order water family and no appetizers. Yeah. So this is a hard question to ask, but fried green tomatoes is the first thing I think about. I love like a pimento cheese with like a jam preserve type thing. So I like that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Emily, you have a day of zero responsibilities. Everything else is taken care of. Caleb's off doing whatever. This is a day that you are spending solo.
Okay.
And you can do whatever you want to do to refill your cup.
Mm-hmm.
How are you treating yourself? How are you recharging on this day?
I am first off going to start my day by seeing Gail at Essential Needs. She's a massage therapist. She's the best. Like the best. This is not sponsored. She's a miracle worker. She has worked with me through all of my pregnancies and postpartum. So she's magic. I would start out with her.
All right, guys, I got to tell you about something that I'm a huge fan of, and I've been fan of for many, many years. Those who have engaged with this show and listened for a while, you know that I'm a fan of Good Days canned cocktails. They aren't your average drink. They're not your average seltzer, ready to drink canned cocktail, whatever you might think it is. It is not that. Good Days are inspired by classic cocktails. It's in the name. We're talking about sea breezes, whiskey sours, vodka ritas, gin gimlets, the whole nine, made with real juice, premium vodka, and American whiskey. Stuff that you'd actually order at a bar, and it tastes like it too, just in a can. They've also just dropped their new Splash line, vodka sodas in a cranberry, a lime, and a grapefruit, which is clean, simple, and very crushable. Whether you're tailgating, you're on the water, you're watching a game, or you're just winding down after a long week, Good Days has you covered. You can check them out by going to their website, drinkgooddays.com. Of course, you have to be 21 years of age to purchase and consume Good Days, but go to their website, find a location where they're sold near you, and hit them up, purchase their product, and enjoy it like I have for years. They've supported Your Morning Drive almost since the beginning. And so we just love to support and give back to them. Again, that's drinkgooddays.com. Good days are ahead.
And then, by myself, I don't know. I would start out there. And then, am I staying in Cartersville or am I flying somewhere? I think I need to stay in Cartersville.
You're staying in Cartersville. There's plenty to do.
Yeah, I would do that. I would get some coffee at Noble and probably double time it and get a bagel at Nagel's. This sounds like I'm like dropping ads in this, and I am not. This is literally what I would do.
Well, I've wanted to ask you too, but I didn't know how to ask you, what is your Mount Rushmore of Cartersville restaurants? But I don't want to put down the other restaurants because we do have so many good choices.
There's just different restaurants for different events.
Yeah.
When it comes to sit down, the pecan crushed chicken from Appalachian Grill is my favorite meal with the sweet potatoes because I love sweet potatoes, and they have a really great salad as well. So I actually haven't made a video about that because I haven't been to Appalachian Grill since I had kids.
I haven't been in a long time either.
A long time. They're very delicious. But my go-to is the chicken salad on a croissant at Sweet Market with sweet potato tots and their boom boom sauce. And the chocolate cake for dessert. That is my go-to.
Love a chocolate cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't think I'm putting anybody else down. I think the best pizza in town is a tie between Nico's and Mule House, and they're the same people.
Yeah,
so
I've not had Nico's yet.
You've got to.
Every time I went when they first opened, maybe this was my fault, I could never get in.
Really?
And it was so busy. They were always like, it's going to be like a 45-minute, wait for it to even be cooked, and then we would deliver it. And I was like,
it's so good.
I want to have it.
It's so good.
And big shout out to them.
Yes. They just bought Cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I'm pumped to see what they do with that menu.
Yeah, I am too.
Because I think the menu had a good foundation, but I think the way that they're going to dress it up, I'm so excited about.
Yeah. So. I hope they do a big grand reopening party or something to celebrate it, because I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah. I like them a lot.
Yeah. I think I love me Jefferson's. You can't go wrong with Jefferson's. I know some people hate Jefferson's, but I've never had a piss poor experience at Jefferson's.
Experience, no. Food, it's mid.
Sometimes, what pisses me off is sometimes I'll go and the wings are really fat and it's like, hell yeah. But then the next time I go, they're like the tiny wings. I'm like, what gives?
Yeah.
So consistency might not be there.
Sure.
But I think I put that on the Mount Rushmore. Largo's has made the list. Largo's is really good.
I have only been there once, and I didn't realize that it was a very much experiential situation, which is fine. But I had spent an entire day behind the chair and then went and sat down at a very long, quiet, dark dinner.
Yes.
So I can't give a good review, not because the food wasn't fabulous. I was physically exhausted.
Yeah, sure.
I was absolutely exhausted. So I can't wait to go back and try their brunch.
Yes,
actually.
I've not had their brunch, and I would love to.
I am a crab cake Benedict girly, and so I would eat the crap out of that. So
their food is delightful, and it isn't as casual as like a Apple, or no, not like any other insert casual restaurant here. Like it's a little pricier. You are going to spend a little bit more money, but the food is fresh. None of it's frozen. It's all farm to table. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
And everybody that I've taken there so far has been like, damn, like this place is great. So they've ended up there at Los Arcos Mexican. It's off of Tennessee Street towards the movie theater.
There once a long time ago.
Like before they closed down for like the year or two that they were closed because of their parking lot.
Yes.
It is right next door to my home. And it is the go-to, I don't want to cook, let's go to Los Arcos.
Okay,
We don't even like grab menus. We know exactly what we want.
El Charro is my favorite Mexican in town, but it's far from us.
It is good.
It's delicious.
Yes.
I like there a lot.
And I do, if I were to throw a coffee shop in there, I don't want to shit on anyone else because all the coffee is fantastic. Even like the Elianos and the
I love them, by the way. They're so
the Big
sweet.
B. I've liked all the coffee here, but I do love Noble and Maine coffee. It's something about it. Just
they roast it themselves, and it's right here.
It's really well made.
So,
but I love Nagel's too, and I love their bagels too. God, I haven't had a
delicious
bagel sandwich from there in a minute. Anyway,
it's so good.
That question spiraled, but that's okay. We just gave
Cartersville.
love to a lot of freaking Cartersville.
Ode to Cartersville.
Emily, what's something that people would be surprised to know about you?
I'm actually really shy. Like, if somebody comes up to me and talks, I will respond back properly. But I'm not going to go out of my way to like say hi to people, like door greeters at churches. I'm the first person to run from them. And it's so funny because where we are, we're at Life Point, and Lance is our door greeter, and he's a professional door greeter, and he scooped me up, and it's the first time I haven't wanted to dodge a bullet when it comes to that situation. But I don't like just talk to people, sometimes I do if I feel like we can talk about something that is relatable that I enjoy talking about, but I'm not going to just like go up to somebody and spark up conversation because I'm doing that every day behind the chair. So even though I'm like talking in all these videos and I'm really extroverted when it comes to how I present myself, I don't know. I'm like an ambivert. I got to recharge, and I don't mind if people have recognized me in public a lot recently since starting Hey Cartersville. I don't mind when people say hi. I think it's really encouraging, but I do have to mind my P's and Q's now because like people can see me out in the wild.
People
and
be watching.
I'm like, I gotta be nice. I gotta mind my manners. I gotta tip well. I gotta do all the good things because I've got eyes on me, which is honestly a good thing. I mean, we should feel like that all the time. We should want to be the best version of ourselves at all times. And Hey Cartersville has given me that opportunity to remain that way. So,
heck yeah. Well, lastly, Emily, what is your main motivator? What keeps you doing all the things that you're doing, being the best mom, wife, business owner, creator that you can be? What is your morning drive?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's the classic, like Jesus.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides like that, I guess, my husband is a very good partner. And he is never threatened by any of the things that I pursue. And he's not threatened that I am the current provider for our family. And all he does is lift me up. And so obviously, I'm doing all of this for my family and my husband. And I don't want to live my life in a way that doesn't have some sort of purpose. And like, I could go on a tangent about this a little bit because then whenever we feel like we don't have purpose, then we get depressed and this and that. And we should have purpose, but we also should know that our purpose changes with seasons and that there's not just one purpose for our life, there's purposes. And so I, a lot of the times, I hope to obviously do what God wants me to do and to love my family and to set good examples for my boys. But I also, I want, I never want people to feel the way that I've felt in my darkest moments. And I never want, so I know what it feels like to be anxious and I know what it feels like to be sedentary and sad. And I always want to treat people in a way that would have made that version of myself feel better. So when I go on like that, I guess you could say like that's why I do it. I do it to, and it sounds kind of like sad that I hope for people to feel better than I feel, but I don't feel like terrible about my life. I have a wonderful life and I'm very, very blessed and been given lots of amazing things and opportunities. But I just want to be an encourager. So I guess to everybody and mostly my family, of course.
Heck yeah.
So
I like it. Very good. Now, Emily, go ahead and shout yourself out. Advertise. Tell the people how to follow, where to follow, which all the things.
All right. My name is Emily Peña. I also go by Emily Ann, and I own the Narrative Hair Studio in East Cobb and Cartersville. But I am no longer taking clients in East Cobb. I am accepting new clients in Cartersville off Tennessee Street. You can book online. We don't even have to talk on the phone at narrativehair.co. Click on Cartersville. All of my services are there. All my prices are there. If you don't know what to book for, just book for a free consultation. We'll chat it out and we'll get you set up the right way. Follow Hey Cartersville on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. We have a lot of fun things coming our way, and we are here to uplift our community. So uplift us and uplifting each other, and let's keep Cartersville local.
Heck yeah. I'll make sure to put the links to those respective things in the description of the episode so that if you are down to clown and to learn more about any of those things, that you can just go down there and tap on what you want to learn more about or book or buy some merch or whatever it is, you can do so. Thank you so much for doing this with me, Emily.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I just greatly appreciate him and you for doing this. I can't wait to see what kind of great things Hey Cartersville does for our lovely town.
Yep, we're excited.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're new here, I love you so much. Thanks for staying. Subscribe on all of the platforms that you listen on so that when new episodes come out, you will be in the know. Thank you guys so much. Take care. See ya.